All right. This is the interview, quote unquote. So we'll start here. What's your name, and where do you kind of operate out of? What city?
My name is Nicholas Webster. I am currently living in Greenville, North Carolina, but I'm from Burlington, North Carolina. But yeah, just around. I play with a band called Paper Skulls, and we play around Greenville mostly.
You said you grew up in Burlington. How long did you live there?
I lived in Burlington until I graduated high school, and I went to ECU for college, and I just like never left. So
I see.
just been here.
What was your major?
I'm art education major from ECU. It's kind of like the reason that behind my idea is it was the only way I could take all of the classes, like as opposed to just taking like one focus. So I took like photography and drawing, but sculpture was like you have to pick like a focus, I guess is what you would call it. But yeah, I was a sculpture, pretty much like a sculpture minor, but like I don't get that credit. I'm just like an art ed major.
So do you before you went to school, had you been making sculptures?
I won a gold key in high school. I made a cardboard head of Jerry Garcia.
Nice.
And I got a gold key. I didn't win it went to the nationals, but I didn't win that one. But yeah, I won the state level, and that was my art teacher was kind of like, I don't know, if you call it guru, mentor, whatever. I thought he was really cool, and I wanted to do what he was doing. And he was like a 70s musician type guy. He like played guitar. He sold one of my good friends who was the valedictorian. He sold him his like wooden flying V with like gold pickups and everything on it, and it was like the coolest fucking guitar I'd ever seen. But like at the time when I was in high school, I still don't know anything about guitars. I can't really tell the difference. You can ask Lars.
What do you play?
I play synthesizer or keyboards. Like I prefer synthesizer because I think I play more by ear than actually knowing notes or anything. I think I've been playing for 6 years now, but I've been in band ever since middle school. So I played saxophone in middle school and high school, and then like I've always loved music, but I tried playing guitar for forever, and I was just never any good. I can play a little bit, like I know how to hold a melody and stuff, but like I just never really got good at it, or felt that it expressed what I wanted to sound like. And then like I started, I bought a Tangerine Dream record at Boulevard Records, which is Alley Cat Records now, back in the day when it was on Greenville Boulevard. And that's what got me into synthesizers and making weird noises.
Yeah. So in high school, you won a gold key. Is that when you made up your mind that you would like to be an art teacher?
Yeah, I didn't really. I found that I mean, I like to write and stuff, but I wasn't very like grammarly good at it, or you know, and you can hear it by just listening to me talk. But like, I like the creative aspect of things, and I felt like I was better at the art side of things. I like fixing things. Like my whole a lot of people in my family are tinkerers and like mechanics and stuff like that. So I've always had it in me to mess around and like, you know, try to figure out how things work and put them back together, and like, but I think about that with like painting kind of thing. Like it's like we were talking about, you know, golf is like you just try to get progressively better at it. I feel like that's like a good metaphor for like art or whatever. You you don't win art. You just get a little better at it every time. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Is that sculptural background in that desire to tinker? Is that how you got in with your last job?
So I was working, I was a manager at Molly's, which was we used to have a lot of open mics and stuff there, and that's actually where I started playing music. And but the guy that owned the store there, Ben, was friends with John Bowling, who is probably the most prolific artist in Greenville that I can think of, like as far as scale, sculpture stuff.
Maybe that's part of the state.
Yeah, but he's got stuff everywhere. It's all over the state. But I went to school for welding at ECU and like making sculptures and stuff. So he just needed somebody to do the welding portion of his. It's kind of a 2-man job. What he does, he spends most of his time collecting scrap and going to the scrap yard and finding pieces that he likes or finds usable. He likes like old lawnmower blades, shovels. It's interesting going to the scrap yard. It's like going to Goodwill, but like a little grosser. So I'd find all sorts of stuff. I'd also like I found VCRs out there and stuff, TVs. Like it's interesting. Yeah. Pulled it. I was like, "There's no way this is gonna work." Or like, I found one that had a tape stuck in it. I was like, "I want the tape in there."
Yeah,
you know, because it's gonna be gross and nasty, and I want to like see what it looks like. But like, but yeah. So, I would. He would. We make horses and all sorts of stuff. They're all over the place. But that was kind of like where I kind of learned what it meant to be an artist and how it's like it's an everyday thing. You gotta work on it every day. You gotta like put the work out there, or else you're not being an artist because you're not making anything. If you just sit on stuff, you're not putting it out there, kind of thing. So
yeah, you gotta flex that muscle.
Yeah, and like and that's to say, the more you have, you can be like, okay, this one isn't strong. I see what I did that I can make it better. It's just like, yeah, it's flexing a muscle. But then he'll have, he's got he comes up with formulas too. It's like, okay, so this set of parts I can build this with, you know what I mean? Like he's like, okay, I got 10 propane tanks, that's 10 pigs. You know what I mean? Yeah. So it's like he looks for parts to build certain animals, and like it's interesting. It was definitely a way to learn how to work from somebody that's a professional, you know what I mean?
Do you think you have on your agenda to eventually like have a studio of your own?
So I teach art right now at Southwest Edgecombe High School, and I would akin that to as much as my studio space right now. I have been making a lot of art just because of being in the class, and I feel like it's not necessarily like my strong suit. Like I said, I was a sculpture major. I can draw. I don't fancy myself the best drawer in the world, but it's okay. But I do it every day, with those kids, and like compared to those kids, I'm Da Vinci, like not to say that there aren't some that are talented or whatnot, but and it's all, I didn't realize it's all about focus, man. Like when you're that young, you just can't hold your attention that long. And I didn't realize it until I was like, oh, they can't think that long. Like, but I'm learning from them, they're learning from me, kind of thing. So I feel like it's really helped me with, like, I don't want to say like that I have an anger issue, but it's helped me with my anger. You know what I mean? How to be able to be use it to be productive. You know what I mean? You're like, okay, I am angry. I can't yell at someone's child, but I have to get this emotion across, that,
Yeah.
hey, you messed up. You can't, we gotta, this isn't how it should be. And then them reacting to me being upset, and then me not getting upset at their reaction kind of thing, and that's like, cause, you have to say it in a very particular way, and then it doesn't matter how you say it, they're going to come back at you really hard. And then you're going to have to be like, okay, I feel that, but like, let's listen to what I'm saying, and also this is I'm kind of in charge, so you need to know what the deal is. So it's hard to do all of that without your ego getting in the way and just be I am the whatever. And I was just thinking about today, like, this lady gave me silent lunch one time, and and like a friend walked by and I said, nice haircut, and she saw me say that, she gave me silent lunch again for the next day. That was all I said that whole lunch, and I just felt like that was a bit much. I don't know why I was thinking about that.
When you were in high school?
No, in elementary school. But
Well, that's even more brutal.
It was really just silly, like, nice haircut, and then I have to be quiet for a whole nother day at lunch. And she was a substitute. And I was just like, what authority do you have to tell me you're not my real teacher? But, like, it doesn't matter. I still had silent lunch and I did the thing anyway. But, like, I feel like the whole point of life is to, like, sharpen your soul kind of thing. And it's just how much crap can you take before you're like, okay, hang on, like, let me refocus, like, what am I doing? Like, how have I got to this point?
It sounds like it's like difficult, but you're kind of refining yourself in a way.
Yeah. Well, I feel like, man, that was what I was thinking about. Like, so yesterday was my birthday, and I was just like, I'm 38.
Happy birthday.
Yeah, thank you. I was just like, man, I'm 38, and like, I don't want to. Not that I don't want to wake up in the morning, but like, it's like I know what's gonna happen when I wake up in the morning. And like, it's meeting that challenge every day and realizing, how can I do the best with what I got, you know what I mean? Without being like, God, I could, I don't know.
You're dealt what you dealt, and you get to choose how to deal with it. That's about it.
Yeah. But I mean, definitely being in the band and doing the video stuff for Hyper VCR, which is like my YouTube channel where we kind of document some of the stuff that's going around in Greenville.
I was going to ask you actually about Paper Skulls. Let's. When did it found? Do you think, and who is normally in it?
So Paper Skulls, we were talking about Molly's started. I bought my first synthesizer, which is a Korg Volca Keys, and I just showed up at a random open mic at Molly's because that's where all my friends played. And I was like, well, I'm going to try to do this and hang out with the big dogs of open mic at Molly's.
There you go.
And I got up there and made some weird noises. Jeff Blender actually put a video up. It was like my first time ever doing it, and he videotaped me. I made a couple of weird little sequences and then kind of like sped them up and slowed them down. And I've got a recording of it somewhere. I've been like, I just discovered archive.org.
Oh yeah.
And since I've been recording all of the stuff, I bought a Zoom recorder to like record our shows when we play. So I'll record all the other bands, and I've just been putting all of that onto the internet on that archive site. And
that's awesome.
It's really, I mean, it's a labor of love, I'll tell you what, because like recording, it's easy. Putting it onto the computer's hard, because like, especially if you don't do it immediately, because you're like, who is this? What show is this? I don't know where this is from. Like, and I've got like a whole list of like 50 bands. I don't know who it is, but I just got to go back and listen to it. But what were we talking about? I'm sorry.
Oh, we were talking about Paper Skulls for a little bit, and then you talked about the recording, and that ended up on archives.com.
Yeah.
But what I was trying to get at is like, who else is in the band with you?
Oh yeah. So when we started off, it was me and Parker Miller, and then and then we had some personal differences, and he left the band, but in the middle of that, it was me, Parker Miller, and Lars Riggins, and then Nathan joined, and Matt Elton. So right now, so Parker left, and so now it's just me, Lars Riggins, Nathan Black, and Matt Elton, and that's the Paper Skulls full band. Me and Lars, sometimes we can't get everybody together, but also sometimes the situation lends itself to where me and Lars just do a duo set, which we call the Paper Skulls duo set, and it's kind of like a more ambient noise forward experience as opposed to the full band being like a experimental heavy sludge doom thing.
Yeah. And how would you say that your sound has developed from sort of the beginning of working with those four to now working with those four?
We've changed a lot. It's weird because we've been a band for 4 or 5 years now, and it's changed from the first 2 years. Pierce Diaria, I can't remember how to say his last name. Diaria, I think is how he says. But he is in Shrug and some other things. He played bass for us for a little while too, and that was like the beginning when we played a bunch of when Spaz had access to the State Theater, and there was a lot more State Theater shows. We played 2 or 3 State Theater shows with that band. And then it transitioned into, I don't want to say, the scene changed kind of thing. And then we were just playing at different venues. The new Alley Cat Records opened up downtown. So we started transitioning to playing there. And just the stuff changed. But
would you say that you've learned more musically over the time? Have you, reflected on it?
Yeah. I definitely feel like I've built skill. And a lot of that is from just working with my bandmates, working with different people. When we were recording that Bitter Ink record, I learned a lot from working with you, just how to compose and think about things, and maybe even having a direction, and that's what we're working on right now. Me and Lars are trying to get some recordings together because I've been recording all the band, and I've got all these live recordings where we're trying to put together a legit EP of our songs that we've worked on. Because we've got 6 songs that are finished.
Yeah.
And then we've got all the early stuff, and it's not that I don't want to forget about the early stuff. So we're trying to work on an early days CD thing, and that was part of putting all that stuff on archive so I could go through and listen to every individual show and actually have notes and stuff for things so we can put that out and give some recordings that kind of reflect where we were as a band, and then try to get us going forward with this new EP we're working on. So
this new EP, would you be doing live recordings, or are you doing in studio track by track stuff?
We're trying to studio track it together, but we're trying to do it in house. We want to do it kind of like a demo style sort of thing. Maybe we want to have all of our ideas fully formed in a tape that we made, and then maybe give it to somebody who knows what they're doing, producing music. And let them hear it, and if they want us to re-record it or however they want to do it going forward, just to see the interest, how that's gonna, how that'll work out for us.
Do you have a name picked out?
No. We've got names for some of the songs picked out, where we're still floating things. Lars wants to work on some lyrics we're working on, but we've got the music pretty much fully formed, but it's just the finished product we're working on, and we haven't gotten the chance because we're all 35-year-old plus working boys. Everybody's got a job, and getting us all together, and it's not the most difficult thing in the world, but it's not the most easiest thing in the world either.
Oh, absolutely.
And but yeah. Me and Lars being neighbors really helps a lot too. So we're just really trying to get our parts nailed down, here relatively in the near future.
Yeah. As I recall, you used to be in another band as well with Dave and Shannon.
Oh yeah, I was in All Verbs at the very end of All Verbs. Unfortunately, I played their last 4 or 5 shows, and it's so weird to be a member of a band that all of the members are dead. Like, I'm the last living member of All Verbs, which is weird. And both of those people were very dear friends to me. Still friends with Taryn and Linda, their spouses and stuff. And those were some good times. I think back to that show at Panther Lake. I think that was the height of All Verbs ferocity, and that was a great show.
I think the first time I saw you play anything was at it was a festival within like this huge venue where like there were multiple rooms and it was like an art gallery kind of somewhere in the Triangle. And it was you, Shannon, and Dave, and you played on stage the stage was like a black wooden stage. And I feel like it was an arts festival because there were people wearing all kinds of crazy clothing and like.
There's no telling, man. That was a really long time ago, but that sounds familiar.
Yeah, I don't really remember what it was called, unfortunately.
Yeah. We played that Panther Lake show. We played a couple shows here, but it was like the very tail end of the band and stuff. And like, I talked to Shannon the day before she passed away, and I talked to Dave literally like 2 hours before he had a heart attack because we were talking about Captain Picard playing flute. And
in that episode,
because there was somebody put a meme up of Captain Picard playing guitar, and we were both like, "This is supposed to be a flute, man. What are you doing?" And that was the last thing I said to him, last thing we talked about.
Dave was a great guy, and Shannon too.
Yeah, they're both great people. Yeah, definitely.
So tell me about. Sorry.
Oh, sorry. I was just gonna say, definitely inspired me to keep doing what I'm doing. Shannon definitely, because at the beginning there, I was definitely like, I don't know why I'm doing this. This is silly. I'm just being self. Not like. You're putting yourself out there.
You're insecure about it.
And like, I just like, I feel stupid, but she was like, "Oh, you're great. You keep going," and that made me definitely got me to where I am today because I would have stopped several times had it not been for Shannon.
Good. So tell me about your VHS project. It's hard to describe.
So this came about. Along with the synth stuff, I kind of got into this kind of glitch, circuit bent. I found this kind of different. It's a whole nother world of technology nerd people. Like you got the guys who are all about the graphics cards and stuff, and then you got people that are like, how messed up can I make this thing? Like, and they used to have a contest for Moogfest every year of homemade instruments, and it's really? Just like circuit bent modified toys and stuff. It's really fascinating. But that aside, I wanted to have a glitch component to the videos for the Paper Skulls, so I'd started doing it on my own, and I talked about it to people and stuff, but one of my friends, Cam, he really had gotten interested in it, and I wanted to learn more about it, and so we had a session where I just hooked up all the gear that I had, and I was like, "All right, man, let's go to town, see what we could do," and he was like, "This isn't really how I thought it would work," and we were learning how to do it at the beginning, because you don't really know what you're doing. It's you're pretty much over feedbacking video signal into itself and all kinds of manners of crazy things, and you got to have a lot of gear to do what we're doing because we're doing it all analog. There's no computers, there's no it's all crappy 80s to 90s technology that I bought from Goodwill. There is better stuff out there. If you want to learn more about it, we call ourselves Hyper VCR. We have a website on NeoCities, which is a new GeoCities thing.
I didn't know about that.
Yeah, so we're if you search Hyper VCR in Google, Cam's smart guy, computer savvy. He knows all the algorithms or whatever. You type Hyper VCR, we're the top thing in the Google search. I don't think there's anything else called Hyper VCR either, but it's supposed to be like a hypergogic, like you're kind of like,
I see.
you know,
well, it is kind of overwhelming when you see it.
Yeah. Well, it's so we've got all this stuff feedbacking and running into itself, and it's TV screens, but we're projecting it behind bands and stuff, and then we've got cameras that are actually filming the performance and then feeding back into the machine and looping itself back. But we record all of that stuff straight to VHS tape, and I take that tape and I transfer it onto my computer at home. I wish I had enough tapes to keep all of the stuff because it looks so crispy gorgeous on the tape, but I've tapes being limited supply. We use so there's VCRs that came out after regular VCRs that use Super VHS, and that's what we use. It's like a little higher quality. It's like the S video. If you older people out there might remember, there was a step after RCA, the yellow, red, white cable, and it was a little anyway.
No, I know what you're talking about. The one that separates into left and right.
Yeah. So, but yeah, there's it's really neat. We're recording. It's kind of turned into archive of just performances around from everybody. We're definitely over 100 videos on YouTube. I've got 100.
Do you know the YouTube address?
It's Hyper VCR. If you
type it into YouTube.
Yeah, if you just type Hyper VCR into YouTube, it should pop up. And yeah, like, share, and subscribe. I like saying like and survive, but for more content, because I'm always going to put it out there. It's I think it's for everybody. I don't understand how people could thumbs down people's music, but whatever, it's fine if you don't like it. I'm welcome to criticism. But
some people have nothing.
Yeah, there's some YouTube trolls out there, but it's really cool. I've learned a lot, and every time we do it, it just gets better and better, and we get a little bit better gear. Some little things trickle down to us, and we've really got something going on, and I don't know of anybody nearby that's doing it. Definitely one of the few people in the area doing it. So
I mean, I've been to a pretty good bunch of cities with performances happening, including experimental stuff, and I've never seen anything quite like what you're doing.
Well, I appreciate that.
It's more complex and more involved. I don't know how any of it works. I don't understand how it works, but it feels like there's like multiple layers of things being distorted and messed with that are on top of one another. And I've seen people project things, and I've even seen people do like use the oil and do the colors with and stuff.
Liquid. Yeah, we do a little bit of the liquid light shows stuff too.
But you just stack it.
Yeah. We've got video mixers, which is like so you can take two channels and bleed them over top of each other. So it looks like there's two things happening at once, and that's what we do. But we've had up to 3 video mixers going at once, so that's like 6 channels playing all at the same time. So your eyes are just like I really need to have an epileptic warning for any of the shows, but because it could be, I could see somebody getting sick, but. Just a warning: if you check out the YouTube channel, we have a website. The website's got a link to all the stuff we're doing. We're on Instagram. Same thing with Paper Skulls. We're on Instagram there. If there's anybody that wants to reach out to us, we're happy to chat. Especially Hyper VCR. We're trying to get out and do some. We've done. Music albums, like VHS full albums for we did Jaguar Dini, which is a good friend of ours from the Virginia area, and we worked with Hush Tones, which is a really exciting opportunity. They're slush wave, vaporwave label. That they had their 1 year anniversary, and they put out a album of some of the people that run that label, and our artist on that label did like a compilation of making music together. So it's not like their tracks, but it's like they all work together to make an album kind of thing. You know what I mean? And we made the video for that.
Yeah, as I recall, there was a performance where it was your art overlaid over someone else's music, and there was like a bunch of televisions that were on the stage.
Yeah,
and it was kind of simultaneously going through the televisions.
Yeah, that was the Hush Tones movie premiere. I got a machine that we can hook up like 12 TVs on a set. So I had we grabbed as many TVs as we could find, and we just put them all on the stage and turned it on, and it was cool because one of the hookups I had turned like 4 TVs into one big TV, and they were kind of like, it didn't work quite right, so they were flickering in and out, and like it added a layer to it of it being cool. And then we had all those TVs going, and the big projection was going on in the background. So it was so I made that video. I'd never watched the whole thing all at once. It's like an hour and a half of just like slush wave. Like when we got through, I felt like my brain had been like sanitized.
It was like hypnotizing.
Yeah. We were just like, I was talking to Justin, he's Cornelius Van Stiffern III, if you've ever heard of him. He's a noise artist. But I was talking to Justin about it. He was like, man, it's like, it's like I feel like at one with the universe. Like I've been like cleaned or something. I was like, I didn't realize I should have put an intermission in there because it was really long. But it was cool. It was a good time. I'm glad everybody stuck through it. The thing was, Jeff invited like 2 random girls from town, and like they were like, oh, come check out this cool thing. They stayed the whole time. They were very nice. They didn't say one word to me, which is okay. But like I couldn't believe they stayed for an hour and a half of just like slush wave, music, which was cool with the video. So that made me feel good. Like they might have just been being nice, but whatever.
I mean, I think most people, if they truly don't like things, they just leave.
Yeah.
And if they stayed, it's a sign that they liked it.
Yeah.
Also, like, it reminded me of something. It was just so cyberpunk. It was like, if I was living into Android's Dream of Electric Sheep, that would be like a performance that would be happening in that city.
Oh yeah. We had so Cam he found a bunch of these idol tapes. I don't know if you know what Japanese idol tapes are, but they're all like, it's just like girls in bikinis like dancing around. It's nothing like hardcore, but it's just like, cute girl fun. Yeah. And like those videos are just they really add a layer to it. Yeah.
But it's that put through these psychedelic filters that you're doing and beaming out of a CRT television like 20 times. It's really, I really enjoyed that night. So
it's definitely hard to describe. You definitely have to go witness it. I recommend. If you ever hear about us in your town, come see us.
So let's wind this down. I got 3 last questions for you.
All right.
Question number 1: is there anything you'd like to promote?
Anything I'd like to promote? We are playing January 30th at the Virginia Tech. The Virginia Tech radio station invited us out to play a festival or some sort of show out there. I'm not sure, but it was really exciting. Our good friend, they knew Ken Mujo, and we play Ken Mujo every time he comes through town. And they'd heard of us through him, and we got invited out there. So excited for that. That's January 30th in Blacksburg. If you need more details, they'll be on our site. It might be after this interview, before I think this comes out in February. But also the EP is coming out. Stay tuned for that. I'm trying to get it done as quickly as I can, but like I said, we're all working fellas with jobs. So definitely the early days will be coming out sooner than the EP because I've got all of those files in my computer. All I got to do is decide which cuts I like and put them onto a tape. So
And your website again is what?
The website for Paper Skulls is in the Instagram, and then the website for Hyper VCRs, if you search in Google Hyper VCR, it should come up. It's NeoCities hypervcr.com or hypervcr neocities.com or something like that.
Great. Second and last question. What do you personally think is most important?
What's best in life, like Conan?
Yeah, what is a good life to Nick?
What is a good life to me? I'm really happy with what I'm doing in my job right now. I think I don't know, man. That's a tough question.
Hey, that's a fair answer.
I think being loved is a really magical thing if you can find that in somebody. Right now I'm like, I've been living by myself for a little while, and relationships haven't been going so great for me, but like I remember that feeling of being loved, and I think that that feeling it just keeps me going. You know what I mean? So trying to find that, and it doesn't have to be with a person. That it can be in yourself. That's the most important thing. Like, honestly, loving who you are and being happy with yourself and the choices you've made is hugely, vastly important. Focus on yourself before you focus on anything else. Yeah. There you go. That's a good answer.
That's a great answer. And, okay, the last one is, was there anything you were hoping to talk about that I didn't ask you about? And if so, you can do it or not. The answer could be no. I could be that good an interviewer.
I don't know. I think we talked a little bit about everything. I'm pretty thrilled with how everything's going. So I'm excited to be part of the magazine. I contributed.
Yes, it was fantastic.
To an issue a while ago. I love being a part of the underground kind of scene. I think it's a tremendous service that you're doing to the community for still putting this out. So thank you, Ryan, for giving me this opportunity, and your Bitter Ink's amazing. I always enjoy all of your projects, and just honored to be here, man.
Thank you so much. Well, with that, I'll say I think we're done. Have a good day.
Thanks, guys.